Travelers coming to the United States must now have to pay a $250 visa integrity fee. The fee is now currently set to $250, but it is likely to be increased and will adjust based on inflation, and it'll start being implemented during the 2025 fiscal year. It'll apply to anyone who is traveling here on a non-immigrant visa, meaning they have temporary intent to stay and they plan on returning before their allotted visa time has expired. The purpose of the fee is to ensure that no one violates the terms of their visa, meaning if you're coming here on a tourist visa, you're not working or overstaying. Travelers will then be reimbursed once they leave if they have not violated the terms of their visa, and how that's going to happen, no idea. There's not a lot of information of how this will be implemented and or regulated, but I will keep you updated.
There's always something new every day. So you guys have heard of visa fees, right? You have heard of background checks. You have heard of so many things, but this is called $250 integrity fee. Like what? And this is Trump's newest idea aimed at immigrants, students, and visa seekers. And let's be clear about something. Of course, the internet is not impressed. Hi, beautiful people. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for stopping by, supporting your girl on this channel. So all credit goes to the creators in these videos. And guys, in today's video,
called a visa integrity fee, and it costs $250. It's for anyone visiting the United States that needs a visa, so not part of the visa waiver program or the ESTAs. Most European visitors won't need it, but there'll be large numbers of students and from other countries where you still need a visa to visit the United States for leisure or business, and now you got to stump up $250. But what is this fee for? Think of it as being almost good behavior deposit. According to the government, if you are good and you don't break the rules and you leave on time, you'll get the money back. The only problem is there's no mechanism in place. No one knows how it's going to work. So you'll pay your $250, you'll visit the US, you'll go home, and no one can tell you how you get your money back. This is all very unwelcome for the US tourism industry for one simple reason. Numbers are already lower because the perception is the United States is not very welcoming at the moment because of everything to do with immigration, tourists, difficulties at airports, border controls. Now, if you add in a $250 fee to come and visit the United States, well, many of the 11 million visas each year, you've got to ask, how many simply won't bother coming?
As if tourists needed more reasons to not come here, the United States is adding a $250 visa integrity fee and a bunch of paperwork to make your decision really easy to visit pretty much anywhere else in the world. This is supposed to reduce visa overstays because if your goal was to overstay your visa permanently, $250 is definitely going to stop you. And it doesn't apply to people from visa waiver program countries because those people never overstay their visas. Oh, and it's in addition to all other visa fees, which means that a family of 4 headed to vacation in Orlando will pay an extra $1,000 before they even leave. But there's no information on how they'll be reimbursed, and lawyers warn it could take months of paperwork and delays. The U.S. is actually the only country forecast to see international visitor spending decline in 2025, between $12.5 billion and $29 billion less, and that's before this fee. And why would they want to come here? After Trump has played his tariff games with their own economies and tourists, many from allied countries, have been shackled, spent weeks in ICE detention facilities, many times without legal representation or even knowing why they're being detained. What a great selling point to visit the United States.
What's up, America? Visa integrity fee by Donald Trump. So the Trump administration has now announced a $250 visa integrity fee to get into the United States. This means that if you're coming into the United States, effectively, you're going to have to pay $250 if you want a visa to come in here. So the United States doesn't make every country have a visa. Just certain countries have to have visas to come to the United States. And I know what you're going to say. Oh my God, that's going to make people not come to America. And I'm going to go ahead and stop you right there because other countries like Australia already implement visa fees to Americans coming to their country. As a matter of fact, a great deal of countries charge charge Americans fees when they're coming to their country for visas. Hell, even the country of New Zealand charges $25 as an exit fee. Did you know that? Some countries have exit fees, and if you don't pay them, you get to be stuck in the country and eat the ticket. And so I don't have a problem with this whatsoever, because other countries are charging all kinds of fees to Americans coming into their countries for visas, so why can't we? Maybe if those countries drop their visa fees, we'll drop our visa fees. This is about Make America Great and being
So
reciprocal.
this fee will apply to tourists from certain countries, foreign students, the likes of that, and this will even eat poorer applicants the hardest, because it's just basically saying if you cannot afford an extra $250, you don't deserve to come. That's just what it's implying. But you can imagine a family of 5, okay? They have the application fee, the money they want to spend on their trip and all of that. That is an extra $1,250, right? That they have to spare. So it's screaming, if you don't have enough money, right, just stay in your country. Because it's just looking like, because where are you supposed to find an extra 250 for a, in quote, trust test? Because it's just saying that, okay, this money is like a what do I call this now? Is it a guarantee, or is it like a guarantor, so to say, that okay, you are going back to your country, you are leaving after your so-called visa expires, so this money, when you get to your country, you are going to be reimbursed back. And some people say this $250 is just symbolic. Another way for Trump to fire up his base and send this message saying this country is only for those that can pay, right? But for every other person, millions of people that are dreaming for a better life, this is not symbolic, meaning it's a closed door. So guys, what do you think about this in the comment section? Do you think that this 250 integrity fee is fair, or do you think it's just another brick in the wall? Let's keep watching.
New $250 fee for tourists and other non-immigrant visas coming into the United States. And new $250 visa integrity fee will soon apply to all travelers coming into the United States, including non-immigrant visas. So who has to pay this fee? If you come on a B1, B2 tourist visa, student visa F1, H1B work visa, L1 visa, O1 visa, almost all work visas must be paid at the time of the visa issuance. This is all under the big beautiful bill and the fees coming with it. Will you get this money back? Possibly. If you meet all the visa terms, you're not going to overstay, you're not going to work illegally, and leave the United States on time, as it says on your visa. You're going to try to get a green card from inside the United States? Say goodbye to the
trying to implement a $250 integrity fee for U.S. tourist visas. This right here is fucking insane. Let's talk about it. This is a part of Donald Trump's mega bill that gives the Department of Homeland Security authority to charge fees on foreign visitors. The new $250 visa integrity fee, as defined in the legislation, applies to travelers who are applying for non-immigrant visas to enter the U.S. and cannot be waived. So you're paying this on top of what you're paying to actually get the visa. So they're saying that travelers who don't overstay their time or participate in unauthorized work may be eligible for reimbursement once the visa expires. May be eligible. May. So they're not going to give you your money back. That's my opinion. And waiting for the visa to expire before you give them their money back, a visa is like 5 to 10 years. There's no timeline for implementation of the fee or direction as to how the fee will be collected and refunded. I think they're trying to make this like a security deposit situation where you get your money back after you leave, but that doesn't make any sense. And it's saying that you may be eligible. I honestly don't think people are going to get their money back. Also, whose idea was this? An integrity fee makes 0 cents, and telling someone they need to come up with $250 extra to give to you to enter the country is ridiculous. The US is already making a lot of money from the visa applications. You apply for a visa, you go to the interview, they may tell you yes or they may tell you no. If they tell you no, they get to keep your money, and then you have to reapply again and pay the same exact amount of money. So they're making a lot of money already. So I don't understand why they want to charge an extra $250. Where
You
is
now
this
have to
money
pay a
going?
$250 refundable security deposit to visit America. That's starting October 1st. Why? Because the U.S. government says too many people are overstaying on their visas. And this new fee is meant to hold travelers accountable. So here's how it works. You pay $250 upfront when you apply for a visitor's visa, student visa, almost any non-immigrant visa. When you leave the United States on time without violating your visa, the U.S. government returns your money. But if you overstay your visa or violate your visa, you have now forfeited that $250. It's like a refundable security deposit on your visa. Tag someone who needs to
So the
know.
U.S. is implementing this $250 visa integrity fee. Hearing integrity in the U.S. right now is kind of a joke. But how do I put this as nicely as I can? Two old friends, like the United States and Canada once were. You aren't worth $250, America. Right now, you're just not worth it. Love Canada.
Attention, if you're planning to visit the US, there may soon be a new $250 fee you'll have to pay, and it's stirring up a lot of questions, so here's what we know so far. It's called the Visa Integrity Fee, introducing the provision of the Trump administration's recently enacted so-called One Big Beautiful Bill, and it applies to most international visitors who need a non-immigration visa, including tourists, business travelers, and international students. Now, you still have to pay your usual visa fee, but this $250 is on top of that. In some cases, like workers on the H-1B visa, you might end up paying over $450 when the visa is issued. But the fee may be reimbursed. Now, this visa integrity fee basically is a refundable security deposit. You may get it back if you follow all the visa rules like don't work without authorization, don't overstay, and leave within 5 days of your visa expiring. But here's a tricky part. The government hasn't said when the fee will kick in, how you'll pay it, or what the refund process will look like. A DHS spokesperson told CNBC the system isn't ready yet and will require cross-agency coordination to implement. Congress says the fee could bring in nearly $29 billion in the next decade. Critics, though, say it could discourage tourists and students from coming, especially ahead of big US events like the World Cup and Olympics. So to travelers, would you pay the $250 or skip the trip?
Okay, guys, so let me just know what you think in the comment section. Okay, are you willing to spare an extra, $250 just to be able to test that you go back to your country, or just to be able to test that, okay, I'm coming for this purpose for which I'm applying for this visa, or you just rather stay in your country and just have the time of your life? This has not gone into play yet, right? It's about maybe October thereabouts, and they don't even know how this money would be refunded back to you yet, right? So let's just keep our fingers crossed. Let's see what's gonna happen. I mean, we are all here for the tea, right? Let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you agree or do you disagree? Thank you so much for listening. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on your notifications so you can know when I post a new video. And please, guys, don't forget to stay safe. I'll see you in my next video. Ciao.